anything is possible.
Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Motch, and welcome to a boring video. Yes, you heard that right. This video is going to be very boring, and I couldn't be happier about it. Now, obviously, this video isn't actually going to be too boring. At least I hope not. So, buckle up, I guess. We're going to have an adventure. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about boredom. And I know it seems like a boring concept, but there's actually a lot about boredom that I find very interesting. But first, let's take a swig from my 128-ounce water bottle. Just a reminder to stay hydrated because it's important. I should probably explain what boredom is first, in case some of you aren't sure what the word actually means. So boredom is either when you have nothing to do, or it's when you have options, but none of them appeal to you. When you're bored, your first instinct is probably to pull out your phone and, look at TikTok or something. Get your dopamine hit right then and there. And that's all well and good if you like dopamine, but you're not actually thinking when you do that. You're just shutting off your brain, focusing on one thing, and not really gaining anything from it. Instead of doing that, just don't pull out your phone and just sit there. And eventually, when you're so bored that your brain is just alone with its thoughts, you'll actually come up with something to do. Now, I know what I said didn't make a whole lot of sense, but the people who are thinking that are usually the same people who love dopamine and love TikTok and Snapchat and Instagram and YouTube. And I'm kind of shooting myself in the foot because I want you guys to watch my videos, so obviously I don't want you to stop using social media, but I want you to consider what I'm saying as a genuine way to be more productive, be more creative, be more insightful, and just to be more mindful. All those things I just listed, all of them are benefits of being bored and experiencing boredom. So don't click off the video just yet, because I have segments for all of them. So the first thing I mentioned when I talked about the benefits of boredom was productivity. And it seems counterintuitive, right? You have nothing to do. How are you going to come up with something to do? So basically how it works is instead of pulling out your phone and swiping around in different apps, just leave your phone in your pocket, and eventually your brain will get so sick of just being alone with your own thoughts, because you'll actually feel uncomfortable for a while. And then it'll be like, okay, we gotta find something. Let's say, for example, that you procrastinated on something. You put something off until next week. Well, in that time when you're bored, your brain will be racking its list of things that you need to do, and you'll actually be inspired to do that thing that you're supposed to be doing, and then you'll have your stuff done on time. And also, if you had something you didn't even think about doing that day, that you probably should have been doing anyway, then you'll do that too. So productivity-wise, boredom is actually very useful because your brain is searching for anything to fill the void in itself. So that's just one example of how boredom actually benefits you in your everyday life. But I also talked about some other ones. The next benefit of boredom is really talking to the creators, the artists, the writers, anybody who does anything creative, right? So let's just say you're sitting in class one day and you're bored out of your mind. And you have the instinct to pull out your phone and maybe listen to some music, or maybe text somebody, or check out Snapchat, see what's happening in people's stories. And instead, you don't do that. For many creative people, including myself, you'll be inclined to pull out a notebook and start writing or drawing or doing whatever you like to do. Instead of just pulling out your phone and wasting your energy from your brain on just whatever screen you're looking at, you could actually be benefiting your passion, whatever it is, whether you draw or you write. You can be improving that, you can be practicing, you can be working on a project that you maybe weren't interested at the time. So creatively, boredom is also very helpful. And it's helped me because I'm a YouTuber, if you weren't aware, because you're watching this video, you probably should know. I always am bored because I don't do anything in school. I just sit there and ace my classes, but I don't try. So instead of doing what I probably should be doing and listening or doing whatever, I will just think about YouTube videos. I'll think about video ideas that I have. So I'll write them down and I'll record them. That's an example of when boredom actually helps me personally. I'm not just saying this for you guys, this also helps me. Boredom has indirectly helped me in so many ways. So if we're talking about creativity and boredom, they go hand in hand, you know? And it's definitely helped me a lot. It's a great way to express yourself without pulling out your phone or wasting your energy, right? I'm sorry, I love showing off this height adjustable desk. I love it so much. So yeah, anyway, let's go into the other ideas about boredom. Not only does boredom help you be more productive and more creative, but it also makes you think about things. Shocker, when you're left alone with your own thoughts, you're gonna think. But it's real. It's a real benefit of boredom. When you're sitting there and maybe you don't like doing anything creative for whatever reason, or you've done everything that you were supposed to do. If you sit there, and this has happened to me a couple times, you'll end up thinking about stuff you've done, stuff you want to do, stuff you're going to do, and not in a way where you're trying to do it, but in a way where you're thinking about how you're going to do it or how you're going to feel about it, right? So when you're bored, you'll effectively be analyzing yourself and your decisions and your morality and your thoughts in general. So it may not even be about what you're going to do, but more about how you feel when you're doing it. So you'll really get more in touch with yourself and how you feel and how you want to feel and how you want to act and react to things. Because the only thing we can really control in life is how we act and react. Those are the only two things that we can really control. Can't control what other people do, can't control what other people think of you. All you can do is control yourself, how you act, and how you react. So, yeah, that's another way that boredom is just so awesome. I feel weird saying that boredom is such a great thing, but at the same time, I know the benefits. So, you may have gone into this video thinking I was crazy, and you may still think it because I keep showing up in different angles every frame, but, you know, I still think boredom's awesome. So, yeah. See you in a second. Something that I think about a lot is how fortunate I am and how grateful I am for all the things I have. And I often try my best to be present in the moment and to be mindful of everything around me and the people around me and the relationships I have and the experiences that I've experienced. Mindfulness, in my opinion, is very important. And wouldn't you know it, boredom helps you there too. Because not only will you be more insightful, you'll be thinking about the things you're doing and how you're going to feel about it, but you'll also be present there. You won't be distracted by your phone or by music or by whatever. And I'm not saying music or your phone is bad. I'm just saying that it's easier to be present when you're not being distracted. Of course, I still listen to music. I still pull out my phone every once in a while. Nobody's perfect, but sometimes I just like to listen to people talk in my classroom and have conversations of my own. Sometimes I like to listen to the teacher when they're talking. Big shocker. Sometimes I like to listen to the cars go by when I walk home from school. So being mindful is probably the most important thing that boredom can give you. It's the most beneficial of them all because mindfulness is directly linked to everything else. If you're not present in the moment, how are you going to be productive? How are you going to be creative? So really, boredom all around is very beneficial. I feel everybody needs to be bored a lot because I am my most creative and my most productive when I'm bored. When I'm sitting in this room, stumped on a video, or I'm trying to do my homework and I'm done with that and then I have nothing else to do, I often try to think, what should I do right now? Who should I call? What should I draw? And that's just the beauty of boredom. And I know that going into this video, you probably didn't think boredom was that great at all. You probably thought it was the worst. Oh, I hate when I'm bored. I'm so bored right now. But boredom is actually super awesome. So, if you learned something from this video, maybe leave a like. Comment down below what you learned. Obviously, I'm not a scientist. I'm not that smart. I'm just going off of my experiences. And I would appreciate it if you subscribed. I don't say it that often on my channel, but I'm trying to hit 1 million subscribers before 2027. So if you could do me that favor, if you like this video, go the extra mile, just hit the subscribe button, it would make my day. So, as always, I will see every single one of you capable, amazing people in the next video. Bye-bye!